win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals, regardless of the final outcome of the match. Make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Kansas only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. Please gamble responsibly in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me. I called ART.
Traffic. Main roads are looking good, but be aware that the ramp to Kellogg West from I-135 North is closed for construction. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic. Weather.
Wednesday morning, we're kicking off the day a little bit on the cloudy and foggy side, but storms arriving later this morning. Make sure you have those umbrellas before you head out today, but going to be seeing those storms exiting late this morning. Should be partly cloudy this afternoon with a high of 81 degrees. Heading into the overnight hours, clouds will continue to increase. Expect a low of 68, but thunderstorms arriving late tonight, continuing into your Thursday. Thursday pretty much a washout, a high of 80 degrees. May watch out for a few strong thunderstorms, but once again, keep close to those rain gear. We'll be drying out as we head to the weekend, but also the heat is returning. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Halen Woolhype.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The NFL crushed Brendan Swarsby's supplemental draft hopes. The league said, we're not holding one this year. Sorry. And they're really taking advantage of Swarsby's arrogance. I've never thought that he felt he did anything wrong in this entire process. And clearly, the league feels the same way. They said as much. Hey, if you want to play here in our league, you need to do a little bit more healing. We're not seeing that right now, so we're good on Den Day.
Work, you're there, so we came too.
I brought beer.
Dude, we can't drink here.
Oh, more for me.
97.5 and 1240 KFH. Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next, exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Basically, get out of the way.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
Yeah!
You know what's happening? If you look at the World Cup, it's now 48 countries. It was 32, so it's sort of taken on the model of March Madness. More countries involved. Ghana, surprising. Congo, that's what's fun about this, is you're getting these storylines that you wouldn't normally have.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
Middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
This is Stories from the Pitch, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Members get more at Lowe's.
He'd lost the 2014 final to Germany. He'd retired from international football. He'd come back. At 35 years old in Qatar, Lionel Messi played the tournament of his life. The final, Argentina against France. Messi 2-0 up at halftime. Then Mbappe in 97 seconds scored twice. 2-2, extra time. Messi scored. Mbappe equalized. A hat trick, the first in a final since 1966. Penalties. Argentina won. Messi finally lifted the trophy he'd been chasing his entire life. Maradona's ghost finally appeased. The greatest individual career in football's history finally had its missing line. He'd done it. The boy from Rosario, home.
Stay tuned to this Odyssey station for more Stories from the Pitch.
You gotta download the app.
Gotta get the Odyssey app. 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Listen live on the Odyssey app.
Fucking now. Really? I mean, is that going to be a thing now? You like it? Thanks, catchy. What are you looking at? Go.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde.
Well, hey there, everybody. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday to you. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here on Sports Daily, coming to you on KFH over the air at 97.5 FM, 1240 AM. You can call us at 869-1240 over our video streams in a variety of ways. 12 News Connected. Appreciate you watching there. If you're watching on social, Facebook, YouTube, X, you can Also, leave comments there that we can get out over the air. If you're listening to us on the Odyssey app, leave us a voice message. We appreciate it, no matter how it is you're tuning in to the show today. A lot of fun today, a lot of big-time topics today. We had the NBA draft last night, TJ. We had 2 major college football / college sports stories drop on us yesterday. The Royals continue to win and have maybe the hottest hitter in baseball on the same day. We get a ton of injury news for the Royals. It's all to be discussed today. Plus, our pal Shreyas Laddha, our KU insider, should be joining, we think, to discuss Darryn Peterson. So that'll be coming up in the next hour. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring Trivia Night every Wednesday at WBC West at 7 o'clock. Prizes for first, second, and third place at WBC West for trivia tonight at 7. WBC Pizza and Beer made here. Max Power producing. TJ Cleveland there. How are you this morning, TJ?
Good. Another rainy morning, cold morning. You said it yesterday. I feel like we live in Seattle. I don't know what the deal is. It was like 7:40 and still dark outside. I don't know what's going on with all this weather, but it's not 100 degrees, so I'll take it. We just don't want any rain tomorrow. I'm still stressed about the weather.
I'm stressed about the weather. I'm double stressed about the weather. We have a backup plan for this show. We still will be coming to you live from Crestview Country Club. We just don't know inside or outside yet, but I'm told we have a place to go if it's raining, which we've done before in the past. I don't remember if we did that last year. We did that last year? We've done it before where we have to pop inside to do it because of the weather when we do our live Wichita Open broadcast. And then we've got our HTO. If you're going out to the Wichita Open and you were there last year, we're going to be slinging tea all 4 days. I guess. I don't know what the plan is tomorrow. I don't know that anybody knows what the plan is tomorrow because what do you do?
You maybe need to sling some hot tea if it's going to be like this.
Oh, God. Like, I don't know. And then, of course, Friday, Saturday, Sunday look great. Hot, humid, look like normal open weather. I just don't know what the plan is. And like our concerns are very low on the totem pole of concerns because they have to try to play a golf tournament. And I don't know what the backup plan for that is. We'll check the forecast. Of course, Storm Team 12 will get you the very latest. It's one of those things, too, because you can make all these plans, but what if the blob of rain is just missing us and then they just play? Or what if it's intermittent and they just try to play throughout it? I don't know. We don't have the answers for you, but stay tuned. We'll try to get them throughout today. And my guess is we'll be learning of these things tomorrow morning. But we'll be live with you from Crestview one way or the other. Should be fun. Always is being out there, just kind of taking it in. So stay tuned for that. It's a big night last night. Darryn Peterson, TJ, is the number 2 pick in the NBA draft. The top 4, pretty chalky. I think they were all the odds-on favorite to go where they went in that top 4, including Peterson at 2. He seemed pretty enthused. Sounds like he and the Jazz have had a chance to get to know each other here in the last week or so. He talked a little bit after the game with reporters and mentioned a chip on his shoulder. Good for him. He's going to need it. Like, he does have a lot to prove. Like, he can take offense to that all he wants. And I'm a Peterson guy. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be better than Debonsa. We're just taking shots in the dark here. But he does have something to prove here in the NBA. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I think that it's fun to see. We talked about the rivalry so much and I think it's grown from when they first got to college that they were like, yeah, we've played against each other a few times in high school and, we've talked. And it sounded like they were fine with each other. They were kind of buddies. And then they played each other a couple times and, there was the obviously wanting to beat each other out because who wants to be the first pick and all of that jazz, no pun intended. And then last night, there's video. I don't know if you saw the video of AJ after the draft is over, walks by, gives Darryn a quick half-second handshake, then turns that in and walks out the door.
Ooh,
and then, everybody's like, man, we actually got a rivalry on it. These guys don't like each other.
I didn't see that. Is this Messi Ronaldo of the
A little
NBA?
bit. Yeah, that's just a headline too, by the way. That happened yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. Somebody asked Ronaldo a question after the game. They said, yeah, Messi scored 2 goals today, and trying to ask him like his hot start to the World Cup. And all he said was, yeah, Lionel Messi scored 2 goals today. And he said, nope, and looked at somebody else and said, vamos.
I did see that. I didn't know that was a thing until I saw that clip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope there is a rivalry. It'll make it better. I think both teams got good players. I think lots of teams got good players last night.
I think the biggest thing you can take away from Darryn Peterson going number 2 is that the fact that he went number 2 and there's no weird, toxic, bad blood about it. You know, for a guy that we made all this stuff about, well, he's only working out with the Wizards. You know, he talked afterwards and said that at the Combine, he talked with the Jazz and said he really liked Utah and said that it could be a good spot with all the young guys that they have there. And again, it's stuff that you say after you get drafted, I know. But again, we've seen Ace Bailey do this a couple of years ago, get drafted by the Jazz and say, I'm not going there. It's not going to happen. Nope, not going to happen. I mean, he got drafted and talked about how awesome it is. And I think that, as we said yesterday, there's a lot of talk from Darryn Peterson that's not from Darryn Peterson. And I think that every time you hear him talk, it kind of echoes that sentiment.
Yeah, I agree. And I think he's, I think he's got a chance to just settle in there. They are I feel like they're, well, I guess that's the Wizards don't feel like a terrible landing spot either, but Utah feels like a good landing spot for Darryn Peterson. What they have, what they need, what he'll bring to the table. And in the NBA, I mean, guys don't have to stay there, right? Like, guys in the NBA move around quite a bit. Like, so just go enjoy your time. It's quiet. Like, you can just go be a great basketball
Honestly,
player
it feels like for Darryn Peterson, who we now know Darryn Peterson is, honestly, like, and not even like in a trying to be cool way. He's shy. Like, he does not talk and he doesn't smile much. So I think he could be perfect for Utah, right? I could see imagine if Darryn Peterson went to the Knicks or, the Nets or the Lakers or somewhere like that. And the amount of scrutiny he's gotten from the media already, I think Utah might be the perfect place for him to just say, hey, look, I'm really good at basketball, and that's all you're going to worry about.
I agree. I think I like it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited that
team is also going to be, if they can pan out, that team will be absolutely insane in like 3 years. Right. Have you seen? They don't have a player over 24, I don't think.
And the big trade they made with Memphis. The rest of the draft, the Big 12 ends up with 40% of the top 10. I think that was about to be expected, but that nice reminder of just how good that freshman class was. The Michigan players were quite a story. I loved seeing Dusty May get fired up, not just to take his own guy, but then for the other two to go. A lot of teams got a lot of good players. How do you not, love college basketball and then not love what Oklahoma City did, right? Like
I just saw that this morning. The Thunder got Sturts. That's the one player where I'm like, how did you guys let the Thunder get Bennett Sturts?
I know. And who knows, but the Thunder usually hit on their draft picks. That's why they're so good. Who were the sleepers in this deep class that slipped because everybody was enamored with the freshmen? I mean, there's all kinds of things. Like, this draft was as intriguing as drafts get. The NBA draft is just never that exciting. It's just not, to me anyway. Not like the NFL, not even in the same galaxy as the NFL draft.
But it's getting better. I've been saying NIL is healing the draft.
It is because we know who the players are. I'm like, oh yeah, he's good. I like him. He's a good player. All right, we'll come back. I want to get to these college. We didn't even tease these yet, other than to say 2 massive college sports stories happened yesterday. We'll get to both of them throughout the show here today. Some Royals talk, Shreyas Laddha. It's all coming for you on Sports Day.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app Brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
Longhoffer Lawn and Tree Care celebrating 60 years in Wichita, providing expert lawn care for a healthy lawn, tree and shrub care, and bedweed control since 1966. Longhoffer Lawn and Tree Care. We welcome you back in here to Sports Daily on a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. Thanks to those who are celebrating out there, beating the rain. We're going to pretend like it's sunny on an island, no matter what the weather's doing outside. Let's go to college sports, TJ. Let's start with Brendan Sorsby. 2 big stories yesterday. Which one came first? Sorsby came first.
Correct.
I think by like an hour.
Yep.
So if you missed it, and most of the people listening here did not, but if you did, basically the NFL said no to Brendan Sorsby. Not going to happen. Brendan Sorsby applied to be in the supplemental draft, and the NFL said, we're not having a supplemental draft. See you next year in the draft. I don't think Sorsby has an option now to go back to college. Who knows in this story if that's not an attempt by him to go back to Texas Tech now. I think Texas Tech is probably the most terrified of this news because they were finally clear of this thing. Now, we'll see on that. But the NFL made a pretty clear statement, TJ, in some of the language. They sent his attorney, I believe, or him. I think they sent it to Sorsby, actually. A very long letter that basically told him, yeah, sorry, you can't come, but I'll read you a portion to the end, TJ, and I think it's pretty clear what they're saying. Here's a part of the letter. The league does not have the complete record of the NCAA's investigation, and you did not provide any such materials with your petition. Available information nonetheless indicates that over the course of your collegiate career, knowingly engaged in repeated and significant violations of NCAA rules designed to preserve the integrity of athletic competition. Reported conduct includes placing wagers on your own team and teammates, and to avoid detection, establishing or funding accounts in the names of intermediaries who placed bets on your behalf. There's also reports you may have violated state criminal law. Your petition does not address these matters, nor does it demonstrate accountability for your conduct or indicate whether or how you would adhere to the league's rules and policies governing the integrity of competition. It also threw shade at him trying to litigate his way back into college football.
Yeah.
You sought to avoid the consequences of that determination through litigation rather than accepting responsibility for your actions, and you pursued entry into the NFL only after abandoning those efforts.
That sentence to me is the reason. The rest of it's just kind of gravy piled on top of him. That is the supplemental draft is made for players that don't have eligibility anymore. And as I said, he was in the weird case of he kind of did, but didn't. And I think that's what the NFL is saying. Listen, man, like you bet on games and you still were trying to get eligibility and you went to court over all this stuff. And now we're your backup plan. We're not doing that. Like you were told that you can't play and then you kind of can play and then you kind of can't play and you just dump this on us. We don't have time to even try to figure out if we should let you. So you can't. No. I think if they would have done this from whenever in March, if he said, all right, I bet on games. I'm sorry. I can't play in the college anymore. I'm going to go to the NFL. They'd probably let him in.
Maybe. He'd had a better chance if he'd have done it in the regular NFL draft. It's all the right messages from the NFL. One, it reemphasizes how serious this is because the NFL doesn't owe Brendan Sorsby anything other than the fact that teams probably want him because he's a pretty good prospect. But the league doesn't owe him anything. Like, why are you going to – you're the league. Betting is your top threat, legitimately that players would bet. Like, why would you take a risk on Brendan Sorsby right away? And we sort of just assumed it would happen because we didn't really know the process until who's paying attention to the supplemental draft anymore. But the league's just like, no, man, like we're good. We don't need you here. And I also think they said a lot of the quiet parts out loud. I don't think they're particularly happy with his behavior after being caught. I don't think that anybody has talked enough about the illegal things that he did, right? This isn't just that you bet on college sports. You can't bet on college sports because that's a college sports rule. You bet underage using other people's identities. Like you did these, nobody's even addressed that.
Yeah, this is the first time that it feels like athletically somebody's saying, you did that too. Don't forget about that. That's illegal in the NFL too.
It feels like a grown-up stepped into the room a little bit and said, I don't care what you think or your lawyers think. You're not playing in our league. Not right now. Sorry, dude. Like, not even like You think we think you're worth the risk? No, absolutely not. Good luck next year. And Brendan Sorsby now has a decision to make. In that language there, it's pretty clear from the NFL, you better go figure some stuff out. You better go on the world's biggest apology tour and be a saint for the next calendar year and prove to the NFL that the rehab and the things that Texas Tech has provided for you paid off and that you have learned lessons. And I would be right now working for whatever agency, gambling hotline, whatever it is. I would form and become an advocate to college athletes of the dangers of this stuff. Like whatever you can do to go prove to the NFL you're not going to be a problem. I think the NFL, like, you know, we get so caught up in what kind of prospect he is that we forget everything else. The NFL did not forget anything else. And they just had absolutely no time for it. And I think their timing, TJ, was intentional a little bit. Like we're gonna make a clear statement, but we're gonna make it in as dramatic a way as we can make it. Like that, this is absolutely unacceptable. Texas Tech, you want to beat around the bush, whether they're afraid of litigation, whatever the reasons for that are. You guys want to, you know, do. We're gonna make a very clear statement on how this is gonna go. You don't get to play in our league. Sorry.
It's the first time that I feel like there's, you know, we feel sane listening to the things about it. My point of that is saying that in college sports, again, we don't think that he should play, but what can we do about it? We're just the NCAA, right? The NFL saying, you're not playing. We run the league. And that's what the NCAA should have been saying the entire time.
Well, they tried.
It's a little different, but the NFL saying, we actually have teeth and we can say no.
Yeah, well, yeah. Good luck suing the NFL.
No,
that ain't gonna happen. You're not playing. You know, you're not playing in a small pond anymore. Yeah, good luck suing the NFL.
Apparently, they are. Didn't I see that headline? They're gonna try to sue.
They'll never let him in.
No,
they don't have to let him in.
I agree.
They don't. There's no precedent on any of that. Like, no.
How does that work?
And I think their
point.
case on the supplemental draft is a good one. Like, sorry, man, we just didn't have time to review the material.
It's true. Yeah. It gets a little, you know, murky waters about what happens next. You know, why can't he be an undrafted free agent per se? He didn't hit the deadline to become that, I think. So what happens in 2027? Do they have to let him in the draft? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Is there any precedent to say you're not draft eligible because you didn't play college football this year? I don't know what you do about that.
Well, I mean, they have their scenarios that I'm sure. I don't think they care. And I think they're saying, bring it. Because if you're Sorsby now, you tried to sue the NCAA, you tried to sue Texas Tech to be able to play. Okay. You go and sue. Like, how do you think that goes? Your entire playing future depends on getting into the NFL. That is your only option, basically. You can go play in the, what are we at now? UFL?
UFL.
You can go do that, I guess. But if you want to play NFL football, you better do the dance right now. You better take what they just told you, put it in your back pocket, and go on the world's biggest apology tour. Show contrition so that you can go into the draft next year. That's it. That's all you can do. Because if you try to drag them into a legal battle, you're probably not going to win, A. And B, that doesn't typically go well for people. Brian Flores been a head coach in the league since he tried to sue the NFL?
I don't think so.
Or sued the NFL? Like,
I don't think so.
It's not the same thing as college. It's not the same thing. We're not talking about public universities and workers' rights. I mean, you're talking about a very exclusive league through 30 of the most powerful individuals in the country and a commissioner who I believe is a former attorney. And like, it's just not going to go well for you. There's no positive outcome to a lawsuit against the NFL. Now, there are going to be people in his ear, I'm sure. Because, again, the great winner in all of this has been billable hours. There are going to be people in his ear that say, hey, man, I think we can win this. I think we can get you eligibility. I think Brendan Sorsby needs to turn out all the noise. You got your money from Tech. Shut it all down. Shut it all up. Go contrition. Show that you're healed from this and work your way back. That's it. The NFL put its foot down on this. And if you try to take them on, it's a worse decision. Whoever's advising him, if they say, hey, I think you should sue the NFL, should not be his advisor anymore. That's a terrible idea.
So the question becomes, will he go to the UFL, which I guess they're like in season right now, aren't they, or something? Or they just may have finished?
I have no clue.
I don't know. They play in this. They may have just finished, honestly. So maybe he missed that. I don't know what he does next. But the punchline here is that you remember Hunter Deckers, Iowa State, got in trouble for betting, didn't get to play.
Yeah,
he ended up going to Iowa Western Junior College and played against Hutchinson in the national championship game in 2024. Side note, he went to go play in the UFL this past season. Now he's on the Saints. I don't know, mini camp or something with the Saints. Whenever Hunter Deckers played in the UFL, he was the quarterback of the Houston Gamblers. So the Houston Gamblers might be looking for a new quarterback.
Yikes.
And Brendan Sorsby might be right there.
I would, at that point, you can talk to enough people that would advise you on like, what is my best path here? Not to get to the NFL this year, but like guys get hurt all the time and don't play football for a year. So I don't think that's that big a deal. I think you can go work with I think you can go do whatever you want to do to stay in great football shape and do all that stuff.
How weird can we get here? Because he's going to be banned from NCAA, everything. He can't go to junior college because he's too old now, I think, is the rule. He could go to the NAIA probably. You think Friends? He could play
I don't
for
think
Friends?
any of that's necessary, though, is it?
Do you need to
can't
play,
he
if you
just
want to
go
I don't know.
stay in good shape? He
Should.
needs to concentrate so much on reshaping his image. And I don't think his image was in much danger other than this one thing. I don't think anybody's, just show that you're cured from this addiction. Like, that's it. Go show that you can be an advocate to help other people not do this. You didn't, like, again, as others have pointed out, like, as far in terms of morality, like, nobody cares that you bet on sports. Like, morally, it's like, okay, fine. That was stupid. You shouldn't have done that. But it's not like there's some violent nature to this. Like, that the apology tour of sorts wouldn't even be that hard. You just go show everybody that you truly are sorry you've learned from this and that you're humble now, because humility does not come by suing everybody. When you sue somebody, whether you're right or wrong, it shows that you feel slighted, right? Like, you feel slighted that somebody did something to you, so you're going to sue them. You don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you're going for here. You got your money. Okay? You got the payday. You'd be lucky that you did, and go do what you got to do to get into the NFL.
That's the thing, is that you're not going to, at this point of the timeline, you're not going to get our friend Joe Lunchbox. You're not going to get Joe Lunchbox to feel sorry for you anymore because of this. If you don't get if you aren't able to play in the NFL, even if you don't play another snap of football, Brendan Sorsby, you just got paid $5 million to basically not do anything. If you don't play another snap of football, you'll be okay for the rest of your life financially. So for the suing of lost employment, I guess would be, or employment unavailable, or whatever the term would be in the legal jargon of it, you made $5 million as a college athlete for not doing anything at Texas Tech. So
Maurice Clarett, I think there is some precedent here. He lost ultimately trying to do this sort of thing with the NFL. Jeffrey Kessler, the attorney, has not said that he's going to sue anybody. He's saying he's going to pursue it with the NFLPA. I'd be curious to hear what the NFLPA would say about this. It's just, at some point, just give it up, man. Give it up. If you want to play in the NFL, give it up, because the league remembers these things. Okay, you're going to enter, you're going to go through this, and all right, fine, we will hold a supplemental draft. Now, what NFL team's going to take you? Because everybody's watching now, and the league doesn't want him in there. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, that juice isn't worth the squeeze. He got his money. just go be good for a year. And you'll come back and you'll go to the draft and you'll probably slide in what you would have been drafted. But what if it's a weak quarterback class? Right? And Sorsby's sitting out there, fully healthy, rocking and rolling, best shape of his life, all the cliches. I mean,
we're gonna see so many highlights from random high school football fields of receivers making crazy catches thrown from Vincent Sorsby.
Right. It's a story that never ends. I mean, goodness gracious. And, you weren't here, TJ. We talked to Chris Kobach. They don't really have a case with college. The Big 12, by Kobach's reading of the law, the Kansas Attorney General, by Oklahoma's Attorney General, by Utah's Attorney General, is very much that the Big 12 absolutely had grounds to suspend Sorsby. So, you're out of options here. You're just going to have to sit this one out. That's it. That's the only option for Sorsby. And if I were him, I would tell my attorney to shut the hell up. That's enough. We're just going to sit. We're going to play nice now, and we're going to be good for a year. And then
honestly, there's no alternative to that. It has to be. The one thing that comes to my mind, which is absolutely not apples to apples, is Kumar Rocker. Just go hang out for a year, man. We'll be back next year, and we'll try it again then.
Guys get hurt all the time. Guys get hurt all the time and miss a year of football. College seniors get hurt all the time and miss a year of football. We didn't see J.J. McCarthy play his rookie year. It's not that big a deal. Go get in great shape, show contrition, show humility, come back to the combine and shred it, and you'll be fine.
And stop suing people should also be top of mind.
And tell your attorney to go away. You got paid, okay? They did their job. However that happened, however it was that you still got NIL money, and by all accounts, right, it's all of the NIL money.
It
wasn't just a portion.
It's all of what he's gotten. So it may not be all of it. It depends on how much they're paying.
I answer. I hear it all the time, and people say it different ways, and I'm not sure anybody knows. How, did you get the full commitment of it? Did you just get what you... Either way, you'll be okay for a year.
There's a few commas in there, I'd have to assume.
If it hits 6 numbers, it takes most of us a decade to get to those levels or more. So you'll be okay for a year. You're not going to get hurt. You should be in the best shape of your life. You should be able to tear up the combine. Quiet now. Go away until April. And we'll see you at the combine. There's another college sports story happening yesterday that's far more impactful to the college game and athletes. We'll talk about that on the other side at Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day,
Stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
Mitch at Crestview Country Club, where we'll be live tomorrow and Friday. 4 hours live for the Wichita Open. Should be a blast. We appreciate it. I don't know if you've seen some of the overhead shots or anything as you're getting ready for the Open of just how good the course looks, DJ. It is looking immaculate, as good as I've ever seen it. All this rain, we'll see how they deal with that, but you know they'll handle it well. The South Course also out there. We appreciate their support of the program in general, but give Crestview a call. Go take a tour of those facilities and see all the other stuff that makes Crestview a great place for the family. TJ, we'll get to that other. Let's hold the other college story for a few minutes. Give it the long segment in the next hour, and we'll go to the Royals here. But just for the people that missed it, the 5-5 rule that we've talked about for a long time looks like, at least at the D1 level, it's on its way to being a rule. It's interesting timing on it because it's also been mentioned in that legislation that's out there. But the NCAA may do this either way. Now, does that protect them legally? I don't know. We'll find out. But we'll go back through the rule and what was put out there and unanimously approved yesterday. We'll do that in the next hour. Let's take this opportunity to talk about the Royals a little bit. Shreyas Laddha, we think, is also coming up next hour to talk more about Darryn Peterson's night, number 2 overall pick. Royals last night win. Again, TJ, they stay hot. 12-5 winners over the Rays. That is a team technically that they're chasing, although they're technically chasing just about everybody. But they continue to play well. They got pretty good starting pitching this time from Luinder Avila. The bullpen, for the most part, until the ninth inning, was effective. I don't know what to make of Connor Siebold, but Cruz and Strom, who have been kind of mainstays, had a good outing, which is good to see because they both had their struggles. Jac Caglianone's the story, though, TJ. 2 more home runs last night. Wouldn't you know it, one of them came against a lefty. TJ, do you remember when we were wondering if Jac Caglianone was going to be in the lineup every day? And I don't even say that tongue in cheek, because it wasn't that long ago that we were having that discussion about Daily on Sports Daily of why don't they just play him every day? Like, what are we doing here? Well, he just, now that he has become baseball's hottest hitter. And that's with the least amount of protection in the lineup that they've had all year, essentially. Jac Caglianone's doing this. He's locked in. This is what fans expect out of him, at least in spurts. And it makes you shake your head at early in the season. Like, what on earth were they thinking with this guy? Look at him play baseball.
Yep.
We can all see it.
I think so.
We can all hear it.
Yeah. It gets us excited. I think that gets you excited to say the point that I made is this Omaha Jac Caglianone? He looks like him right now. That was what everybody wanted to see.
Yeah.
Will he ever be able to replicate Omaha Jac Caglianone? Probably not, but this is as close as you're going to get to it.
Right. Maybe he's this kind of streaky player. I don't know, but he's carried the team basically through a hot streak on his own.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, he looks incredible.
It's nuts. The bigger conversation about the Royals right now, because it's a weird spot. They're playing well, but again, as we talk about now, every time we talk about the Royals, is how much does it matter? It has to be, you have to get to a point where it's going to matter, and they have to win a whole lot more games. The bigger conversation right now, Jacob, is that you look at them, and this is the best they've played all year, right? You agree with that? What has changed from March? They've got more injured, which is kind of fluky.
Yeah,
but
they've been unlucky. The timing of things has been bad for them. And I don't think any of what happens between now and August 3rd is going to change much the likelihood that they are massive sellers at the deadline. I think if nothing else with this year, it's been a year of disappointment in a great way. But it doesn't have to be as disappointing for your franchise's trajectory if you can do well at this deadline. They put it all in a lot of ways to this year, but man, they have a lot they could trade that people will want, and they have the clarity to do it. There's almost no where in a month we're like, oh man, the Royals are right there. That's going to be so hard to accomplish with the injuries. But the notes on that, Bobby Witt Jr. still not on the IL. That's good news. But Michael Garcia now is again with his hand injury. Cole Reagans is going to have some sort of elbow surgery. In the strangest update ever. Yeah, he's going to have elbow surgery. We don't really know anything about it or anything else, but he's going to have. That's not a good sign. So I think what you're seeing is this team next year, with certainty, will consist of Jac Caglianone, Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia, Carter Jensen, and Cole Reagans. And that's probably it. That's what we know right now. I don't care how hot they get, TJ, because they're showing you right now, they got a puncher's chance either way. Like, you trade him now because you can. Michael Wacha will be as attractive as any pitcher not named Tarek Skubal at the deadline. John Schreiber has put together 2 great months. Man, that timing is amazing for the Royals. Would they be willing to trade Daniel Lynch, one of baseball's best relievers? Or do you go in with him as the cornerstone of your bullpen next year? But he's another name. Seth Lugo's a name to watch. Chris Bubich is going to be a name to watch. They need to get him back healthy and putting together 2 or 3 good starts in a row. they can trade all of these guys. Lane Thomas, Starling Marte, like just about everybody is tradable and valuable to somebody. And with the, with the lack of depth and the lack of top end talent in the farm system, because you've graduated all your best players, you can infuse some things down there. Because I think what would surprise me the most, TJ, is if they go into this season or this trade deadline, they trade everybody away, and then they go into the offseason not willing to spend any money. That would surprise me. So if you can get the deadline right, you can infuse some young talent. You've got an ownership group now that has shown you they're willing to spend money, and I think that they probably will. So it leaves maybe a little room to go be somewhat aggressive in free agency, at least in the starting pitching market, and we'll see what happens. Because a core of Carter Jensen and Bobby Witt Jr. and Jac Caglianone and Maikel Garcia is a pretty good place to start.
Yeah, I think that you have your handful of guys that you're going to ride with. That we keep talking about. Next year, maybe 2 years is what we need to focus on. Who's going to be there in a couple of years, and so those are the guys that I don't know. You can count on being there probably, or be contributors at that point. Rick brings up this. This is what everybody's mind goes to with the Reagans thing. Is I don't think it's a knock on Reagans. I think it's more of just a bad luck thing for Reagans. He can't control any of these injuries that he's having. But what do you do about that? Because this has been your opening day guy for 3 straight years, right? I think it's been 3 straight years.
You have to just wait it out, don't you?
I mean, I guess I don't know what you do about it. When is his contract up? When do we have to start worrying about that? Because at what point do you say, listen, man, you're one of the best pitchers that we have, but you haven't finished the season?
Well, there's not much they can do.
I know.
Right? They can't trade him now.
Nope.
He is locked up, I believe, through he becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2029. So they'll have this year, they'll have next year. They gave him a contract to get through those first 2 years of arbitration. So he'd go through 27. He would also have 2028, which is they'd have to go to arbitration at this point, and then he'd be a free agent in 2029. So look, he's in a fine window. Right now, you just have to get him healthy, and maybe he's not going to get traded this year, but he doesn't have to be. He has time to either be awesome or get healthy and get traded.
Yeah. I'm not saying in the fact of do they need to trade him. It's more so what can they count on of our conversation of guys in a couple of years.
Big picture?
Yes.
I think they can hope the best case scenario is that he gets healthy, gets good, and they trade him.
Probably.
If he gets healthy and gets good as a starting pitcher, like if I'm limited financially, I'd much rather spend that money in locking up Jensen or Caglianone than Cole Reagans. That's my opinion. Pitching is hard. Pitchers get hurt all the time. They've got a decision to make with Vinny Pasquantino as well, who's hurt right now, but is on that same sort of timeline as Cole Reagans. They don't have to make a decision now. Vinny Pasquantino has plenty of control. He's not at his peak. I don't think you'd trade him now. I think you just pencil him in as an everyday player because that's the best option for you. He can still be really good. We know that. They've got a couple of those guys who are hurt, but they've got a lot of tradable parts. And this better baseball that they're playing, I mean, they're going to have this version of Caglianone and a healthy Bobby Witt Jr. They're going to win games down the stretch. They're probably going to go through stretches where you're like, I mean, they could get this thing and TJ in 2 or 3 weeks, they could be within 2.5 or 3.5 games of the wild card. But I don't think that changes the fact that you're this far under 500 and your future after this year is a little bleak because there's not a lot left in the system. You have some really tradable assets this year. And I think they were going to trade some of these guys, whether they were good or not, right? That, that whole add and subtract thing that they've been able to pull off, now you just like, why would you hold on to some of these guys? Michael Wacha could bring you a haul. As much as the Royals love him and he's been an awesome player for them, like you got to look to the future here. You got to look to the future.
Yeah.
Rick says Vinny should either DH or get traded. Vinny's trade value is not at the right place, in my opinion.
It's not insignificant that, we've talked about put Cags at first base.
Right.
He wouldn't do it because he was, he needed to play outfield. And I get that part of it. Now that he is playing first base, people are talking about, if we can get something for Vinny, why don't we just trade Vinny?
Because right now you're not getting anything for Vinny.
Exactly. Vinny has to start playing better to figure out that part of it. Vinny's also injured, so there's not much you can do about it right now either. But Cags playing first base is not insignificant. Finally got first base eligibility for fantasy baseball as well, Jacob, if you're a Cags owner like I am. But I don't. Our friend Jared Collar from old KCTV5 guy brought up the point last night. Jacob, you know who's leading all of Major League Baseball in hits? What team is leading all of Major League Baseball in hits? The Kansas City Royals. That is weird.
And probably hits and quality starts, if I had to guess.
And they're 15 games below 500.
That's what I mean. Like at this point, I don't think you can veer off of the path of you've got to make sure this is a 1 year
proposition. That's my one thing that I'll say about this is that I'm trying to say about this is that Matt Quatraro a month ago said there's literally nothing else that we can do except just stay the course and it will get better. And they did. They've gotten more injured, which is just kind of a weird crux.
Playing your second best player every day probably was a change to make.
That helps. And, moving the lineup around a little bit will help as well. But other than that, what have they done that makes them worlds better than they were a month and a half ago?
Getting out of their own way.
Exactly.
I think he was in their own way a lot. I'm not going to give him a hall pass for some of the decisions he made early in the year. The refusal to shake up the lineup, the refusal to play Caglianone. Like I'm not giving him a hall pass for that.
That's fair. I'm just saying they didn't make any drastic scheme changes or roster changes.
Look, we've said this a million times, and you can roll your eyes as much as you want. They could get hot and get back in this. Like the American League has allowed that this year. And watch, it'll happen now. Now that we're like, all right, everybody's settled in. Who can they trade? They're going to get down to the deadline and they're going to be close. And we'll be like, now what are you going to do? I hope that happens. I do, because it'll be better. We'll be back. More Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Thanks, Catchy. What are you looking at? Go.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde.
Welcome in, everybody. It's another hour of Sports Daily. Jake Ballbrock, TJ Cleveland, Max Power producing for us. However it is that you're taking us in over the air, over our video streams, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching on 12 News Connected. Thanks for listening on the Odyssey app as well. We'll take your calls, your comments. It's all coming at us here in this second hour. Reminder, programming note, we are live from Wichita Country Club, 4 hours, Thursday, Friday, with the Wichita Open right around the corner. We'll see what the weather has in store. This Hawaiian shirt on Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday is my best attempt to will the rain away for a little bit. Let what we've already had soak in a little bit. We'll see how that goes. We're getting some today again. I think they've got their big pro-am out there today at Crestview Country Club. But what we have for you, it's all what's on tap. We'll talk about this 5-and-5 college rule. We think we're going to be able to catch up with Shreyas Laddha this hour. We'll try. And we have headlines I missed as well. It's all coming to you. What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. And it's now featuring trivia tonight and every Wednesday at WBC West, 7 o'clock. Prizes for first, second, and third place at WBC West for trivia. Tonight at 7, Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. Glad to have you with us on the show today. Before we get to the 5-and-5, which is going to be fascinating, we had World Cup we haven't talked about yesterday. I worked the night shift last night. We'll see if TJ's got any for me. Some headlines that I missed.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
Jacob worked the night shift. That means you probably caught more of the Columbia game last night. How late did you catch it till the end of it? You were probably at the office till near about the end of it.
Yeah, I saw the late Columbia goal, but we had the draft happening, which I was also sort of paying attention to. It was in mind. I don't know if I was as locked into that game as some of the others throughout the day, but it was on. I was browsing.
Okay. Headlines you may have missed. AJ DeBonsa, first overall pick. Did you see that?
Really?
You did.
Over Darryn Peterson?
I know.
No way.
I couldn't believe it either. All right. World Cup stuff. Let's start there. Last night, as we're talking about, in case you don't know, I feel like it's my duty to give everybody the update on who could be coming to Kansas City, as that is the fun story to follow. Last night, as we're talking about the Colombia game against the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DR Congo, as you always see it on your screen. They played last night as a 9:00 game. So Portugal won earlier in the day, 5-0, which is not 5-0, which is not insignificant because that significantly helps their chances to win Group K. The winner of this group comes to Kansas City, maybe twice. So Portugal wins big. Colombia, if they could have found a way to if Congo could have found a way to draw or win that game, that'd have helped Portugal quite a bit. Colombia wins. They now lead the group 6-4. So it's going to come down to Saturday. If Portugal can win on Saturday over Colombia, Cristiano Ronaldo will come to Kansas City. That's what you need to know about that.
Will he play Messi in Kansas City, or would that be later in?
That would be later. So they would get a first-round game and also a quarterfinal game is on the same
round of 32 would feature Portugal. And then if they win and Argentina wins, then we get Messi, Ronaldo in the round of 16.
If they both win twice, I think they'd have to get there to the quarterfinal.
Oh, no, they're not going to this. Oh, they go to the round of 8. They get a 32. Yeah, 32, a 16, and an 8. Okay.
Yeah. So they'd win twice and they'd get there. All right, that's your World Cup update you need to know about. Ronaldo with a brace yesterday kept it going, which everybody was raising their eyebrows because there was another superstar with 2 goals after everything that happened yesterday where sportsbooks got absolutely drilled. There were some pretty crazy bet slips floating around of people that had Messi, Mbappe, Haaland, Ronaldo, Harry Kane. It was like $5 to win $200,000, basically, and they were getting cash outs over $100,000. And I think a lot of people took them before Harry Kane, thankfully, because he went goalless. Which brings us to our next headline, Jacob. This is a good headline you missed. I don't know if you saw this. Ghanaian is, I don't know how to say that word, from Ghana. They have a witch doctor named Nana Kawaku Bonsam, who has vowed to put a curse on Harry Kane for Tuesday's England versus Ghana match. He says, quote, "I am working on Harry Kane. I have shown him what I am capable of before, so I know what work I must do to stop him. I am not wishing him serious injury. It will be just enough to stop him against my country. I will do my work so that it can help Ghana." I don't know who reported that. I have no idea.
I mean, I don't understand, though, if you're going to do that, why not just put your voodoo spell? Is it voodoo if it's a witch doctor? I might be mixing up my my dark magic. But I why not just have your team win then?
But he knew what it would take, and he forced the draw.
That's fine.
After the game
down Harry Kane. I feel like you should have your team win though if you've got that kind of power.
Maybe he doesn't have that much power, but he can decide one player. I don't know. We'll have to. I'm not caught up on my witch doctor protocol.
Any magicians out there?
After the game, he says that he has released him after England drew with Ghana. He said, "I am going to release Harry Kane so that he can score in the next match for England." So everybody go hammer Harry Kane this weekend.
Okay. All right. Ghana's good though. Like I actually I didn't think. I don't remember who did they play in the first one. I'd seen Ghana, and I'm like, it was like 16-1 to win. I threw $5 at it. I'm like, Ghana could beat England.
Yep.
They were pretty good.
Yeah. All right. World Cup update as well. This is a fun one. So Kansas City has 2 games this week. One tomorrow, potentially in the rain, of Tunisia versus Netherlands. They also have one on Saturday as Algeria comes back. They'll play against Austria in their group. Why that's significant now, it's like a 10 o'clock game too, or 9 o'clock game or something super late. Why it's super significant now is that this is from some soccer account. They say that a 0-0 draw guarantees that both teams get through to knockouts.
Oh, no.
And nobody wants to win because if you win, you get Spain in the round of 32. But if you draw, you both duck Spain.
This is the Kansas City?
Yes. That game will be in Kansas City on Saturday.
Oh, no. Soccer people would definitely do something like that. Wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah. People are already talking about, do you just try to keep it 0-0 and just let up a goal to the other guys? And, I don't know if you lose if you get in. That's an interesting point. You probably don't get in if you lose. But if you win, you play Spain. So they're probably going to just try to tie 0-0.
I so would not put that past soccer teams to do that.
Yeah, they will. Remember, what was this NFL game where this happened? Derek Carr, remember that game? Both teams got in the playoffs with a tie. And then Derek Carr called timeout, and they kicked a field goal and screwed over the other team.
Yeah, that's too long ago.
That was a good one. I remember that.
Goodness gracious.
All right, that's your soccer update of the day. Let's keep moving on. Big 12, this is an interesting one from Ben Portnoy. He says that Oklahoma State is set to announce a unique jersey patch sponsorship. There'll be the first jersey patch in the Big 12 officially, and it is with the Osage Nation. So why that's significant, Jacob, if you're unfamiliar, which I know you're not, you drive by them all the time. Osage Casino Hotel is the biggest part of, again, it's the not per se the casino, but it's the Osage, tribe, nation, which owns all of that. Is that teetering the line? Kind of weird. You can't sports bet in Oklahoma though, but it's weird.
You can go to a casino if you're an athlete. There's nothing that says you can't go play blackjack, right?
Yeah. So that's why it's okay, I think, because there's no sports betting in Oklahoma.
I think it's probably fine. It's not sports betting. You're crossing streams there when it's not necessary. Yeah, I think it'd probably be okay.
Okay, I think we're fine. With that. Just enough to make you squint, but then
but it is. Yeah, it is like a. But I think it's probably okay. I don't think they're putting DraftKings patches on anybody.
Yeah, that would be or Kelsey. NBA draft last night. Let's go back there. A couple of weird ones. I pointed these out because it's so fun now with the way that the transfer portal has happened that allows these stories to happen. Like Bennett Sturts being a top 16 pick in the NBA, which is wild, being a Division II player in the MIAA. Now he's a top 16 pick in the league. Brett Ballard, the Washburn head basketball coach. I assume he's talking about Keaton Wagler and Bennett Sturts. And he said, I'm not saying we're the elite talent evaluators, but two of the top 16 picks in the NBA draft had Washburn offers in high school.
That's right. He should go offer everybody.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's true. Wagler's a more interesting story. Even
is it Wagler or Wagler?
They were saying Wagler.
Last night.
So they said Wagler. Adam Silver said Wagler.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Wagler.
It is
because Adam Silver does a lot of research. I heard him on the
I
Dan
know.
Patrick show yesterday.
I called him Wagler, and then I watched him play, and they called him Wagler, and then last night on TV they were calling him Wagler again. So I'm
pretty sure Silver, when he announced his name, went Wagler.
Okay, I'm almost certain it's Wagler. Yeah. All right. Other one that comes to mind when Yaxel Lindeborg being a lottery pick as well. A guy that we saw play against the Shockers so many times. Like those are the cool
Yaxel Lindeborg feels like, by the way, when we were talking about who makes it through and is that non-freshman that you're just like, how did that guy? I think he might be that guy, even more than Sturts. I think he might be that guy. I mean, I think Sturts has a chance to be good too. Headlines I missed. There it is. We'll come back. Let's hit this 5-5 rule. Speaking of college basketball, that's next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
You want to win win some free iced tea, you can do it right now. Enter our text contest by texting the keyword tea to the short code 20357 to win some free HTO. You get a free cup of tea on us at either East Wichita, West Wichita, or Derby. More than 25 flavors to choose from, including the all-new Pineapple Crush iced tea. Is a very popular new sweet tea. It's really good. You can enter once per day message and data rates apply. Again, the keyword is tea. The short code is 20357. Good luck, everybody. TJ, we come back, and we've got the 5-5 rule. So this is interesting as we watched the NBA draft last night. The 5-5 rule, I think, in the short term is really, it's an idea we've talked about now for months, and it was a part of that legislation. But the governor's, the D1 cabinet unanimously approved this. So I think whether or not the legislation goes through, this will become the new norm. Now, unless the legislation goes through, I don't know what the legal challenges to it might be if we get to that point. My guess is it'll get synonymous. Like, they'll just kind of probably happen at the same time. But it's the 5 years of eligibility, but you only have 5 years to use them. We get some clarity in this. The waiver process, from everything I've read, includes only pregnancy, military service, and religious missions.
Yep.
So I'd still probably prefer like some sort of family tragedy waiver, but it doesn't look like that's going to be in there, nor will medical situations. So if you get hurt, you get hurt. You know, like it is what it is. It's harsh, but I do think if you can combine that with some one-time transfer rules, that is the ticket, whether it's fair or right or whatever. It is the ticket to get some control over what's happening right now. So it looks like one way or the other, whether it's through legislation or just going to become an NBA rule, like that this is going to be what happens now.
Yeah, it sounds like it is. I'm for it. I think it's good. I think that it helps.
I've come around to it.
At the baseline of anything else, is it that big of a problem? Is it that big of a problem where there is a bunch of 27-year-olds playing? There's a small number. It's not like it's overtaking college athletics, but this helps you have some teeth whenever it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think it, for me, it has to combine with the one-time free transfer rule. If it doesn't combine with the one-time free transfer rule, I don't think we're accomplishing anything here.
It won't accomplish the big problem, but this is going to accomplish the Diego Pavia rule to go to court and say, well,
that's one outlier player.
I know, but I'm telling you,
are guys that lose seasons to injury twice and play a sixth year really that much of a problem? I don't think that they are.
There's quite a bit of them, but I'm saying
but if you lost your seasons for the right reasons, like, okay, fine. You have to combine this with the one-time free transfer rule, because if you don't, then I don't think we've accomplished anything. Because you're just going to have players transfer 4 times.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
That's what's bothering people.
It is.
Like if I polled the general public and said, what bothers you more? Players playing for different teams every year or Diego Pavia playing a 6th year? What bothers you more?
Yeah, it's not the bigger problem, but it's a problem. I think that like John Calipari said it best, that there's a reason that whenever you hear coaches talk, you hear Paul Mills talk about it. I think that Isaac Brown talked about it, is that the older that you are, the better that you are in college basketball. And that's true in all the college sports, because obviously look at look at Jaxel Lindeborg compared to Keaton Wagler. Which one looks like more of an athlete?
I know.
Keaton Wagler is 18 years old. Like Yax is like 23, it feels like. So that's why it's because it's not so much that it's the major problem, but it's a problem because there's just no rules. There has to be a rule. And that's why I think this is so important to put in place, is that it gives you teeth for the future situations of Trinidad Chambliss saying, I had tonsillitis that one time when I played at Ferris State, or whatever it was, the hardship thing that he had. It was, or mono, I think it was mononucleosis actually. But like that's the perfect example of just saying like, okay, man, you've got 5 years. If you used them, you did. I can't sit here and go case by case with this anymore and say you can have a red shirt But you can't. This just says, okay, you get 5 years. Unless
I agree with it. I agree with it. I just think it doesn't do enough if you don't do both. And I think the goal is to do both.
Does this solve college sports? No, but it solves one of the problems on your list.
Yeah. And it's a piece of something that ultimately can solve college sports. That's the bigger part of it. It'll get challenged. There's already apparently 50 to 60 players, and I assume these are mostly college basketball players that want to challenge this, that just graduated, that don't get this extra year of eligibility because it will only apply to people still playing. I mean, you hate that rule, TJ. Would you hate when guys play? Would you be disappointed if Kenyon Giles was a shocker next year?
That's my point. That's what's interesting about this now is, did you see the headline yesterday coming out about John Rothstein said that it's like hundreds of guys already suing, and they said, that's the part that drives me up the wall, is in the release it says this won't go into effect for players that just graduated.
I understand, but that's what they're challenging.
I know, and they're saying, no, whoa, you can't say that.
Why are we? But I don't know that the rule is not even in place yet. So they're going to have to, that year is going to have to happen somewhere, because if they say, okay, fine, you guys can come back, then what about the guys 2 years ago? Like, whoa.
I agree. You have to draw the line somewhere. Sorry, guys.
And honestly, that's silly, because it really would only apply to the people that still have not exhausted 5 years, right?
I think
only the true 4-year players are getting screwed in that. But it is what it is. Here's the bigger question, TJ. What do we call juniors, seniors? What do we call the fifth year now? I don't know. Like, you're not a senior. I mean, are you a senior because that's what you are academically? Are you a super senior? Are you what are we going to call that? That's a big deal. What are we doing? Avery Johnson, potentially a 5-year player now.
I know, exactly. That's what. So one of the points I was going to bring up about this, I remember, I'm pretty sure like Kenyon Giles retweeted it, and I don't know if I could find it anymore or not, but it was whenever this became a thing and they said that, sorry, you guys can't. It was, we played against 5th-year guys our entire career. How come we can't have one? Right? Like that's their case that they're making. So the other part of this now, in college basketball, this is all across the board for NCAA though. This is not just football or basketball. This
Division One.
Yes.
I'm not sure how it applies to the other
I
levels.
assume it's just Division One, which makes it so much more confusing for Division Two schools.
They'll apply it everywhere, but right now it's just the Division One.
Okay. So for baseball and softball players and things of that sort, this will be a big deal right now for those guys that feel like they want to sue. But for the basketball players that are suing, or the football players that are suing for another year, who are you going to go play for? The rosters are set. They're practicing already. What if Kenyon Giles got the 5th year? Wichita State's going to have to cut somebody.
I can tell you that teams for a while held roster spots.
I know.
For this situation. So I think
there's not many spots though. For the 100 guys that are suing, there's not 100 spots.
But that was a strategy employed by teams.
Yeah, I know.
I think the Shockers have at least one spot.
They used it.
Who'd they
Unless they're going to come be a walk-on, I guess, is the weird
which you could convert that over to a walk-on. You could just make Kenyon Giles a walk-on.
Yeah. I don't know what the rules are on that anymore either. If you can have walk-ons, yeah, the Shockers have 15 players. I'll say that.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I don't think that will work. I don't think that they'll win that lawsuit. But it's out there, right? It's out there, and we've known, and they have known it's coming, right? Coaches have known this is a possibility. Think about like we're sitting here. Can you imagine a 5th year of TJ Williams, a 5th year, potentially of some of the Shockers that have come through, of Dylan Battie? If he was able to stay that long, if they were able to hang on to him that long, like you're talking about, if they could fix this in the transfer rule, you would have college basketball powerhouses. It would be so fun. Because you're talking about all these older players that aren't going to go to the NBA now with NIL and everything else. You're going to have a lot of 5th-year players in basketball.
Yeah. There will be. in football especially too, there's going to be a lot of fifth-year football players. Because again, my point, look at a fifth-year guy compared to a freshman. You're going to pick the fifth-year guy every time, unless it's of course, like a crazy good lottery pick, like we just saw a bunch of in basketball. My thought on this, I've said this whenever this got floated, is that it's good because nothing drives me more nuts than guys that are playing into their 6th years or 7th years of college sports, when at the end of the day, and I know how it's not anymore, but at the end of the day, it's college sports. You're going to college. How many people are going to college for 7 years? What's the line? Lots of people go to college for 7 years. Those people are doctors. Like, we don't need to go to college for 7 years. I get it.
Some people do. Some people aren't. There are circumstances.
I get
people
5
in college
years
for a long time.
5 years is even like, I get it. Sometimes 5 years is, sometimes it happens. If you change your major, you go to school for 5 years. That happens. 7 years means something went wrong.
You didn't go to college with any like 50-year-olds?
I did. I brought up that point. Remember?
Should they not be allowed to because they're not 23 years old or younger?
Not in the new rules anymore. You know why? Because look at a 50-year-old compared. What if LeBron James showed up at college?
Clarify here. I think it's unfair, and I don't love this rule. But I do think for college athletics, if you can combine it with the transfer, we'll fix the problems we don't like. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, because I don't think it's the right thing to do. Like, I think it's unfair. How about that? I think it's unfair. But
unfair to who?
To players that have had circumstances out of their control. The medical part of it doesn't even bother me as much as, again, what about the kid? And this has happened. It does happen. What about the kid who lost a parent? They had to go take care of their little brothers and sisters because they're the oldest child.
Yeah.
They lose that. Like, so I think it has been abused, certainly. The medical part of it, there is sort of some luck that I'm willing to accept and say, man, that sucks that you got hurt twice. At least now there's 5 years to try to deal with it. So I'm okay. I'm okay there. But I just think you got to be real careful shutting out life circumstances out of an 18-year-old's control to keep them from achieving their dreams. I think that is not the correct thing to do.
I agree.
So,
there's going to be weird cases like that they're going to have to deal with.
I don't think they're under what's happening yesterday. I don't like it's pregnancy, religious missions, or military service.
I'm saying there's going to be people that bring those cases forward and say, well, what about me? And they're going to have to say,
and when that happens, then we're back to square one. I mean, there's a reason they have these waivers.
So my immediate counter to not the hardship one, because there's not really a counter to that. Sometimes that's just gonna be that sucks. But the injury one, you can kind of have a little bit of a counterpoint to.
Yeah,
What if I tore my ACL? That's what they've always said, and that right. I've always not liked medical red shirts. I get having one, but having a traditional red shirt where you don't play, and then getting a medical red shirt, and then some guys had a COVID year, and that's what it's not as prevalent as it used to be. I think a couple of years ago is when it got really bad because of the COVID year too. But that's nobody's fault, I guess. My thought here is that these guys that are like, yeah, I played 4 years, but I tore my ACL my freshman year, so I should get another year because I only played for X amount of games. The new counterpoint to that with the 5-year thing is saying, okay, you played 4 years. We gave you 5. You're not going to tear your ACL and be out for 5 years. So make the most of it while you can. That's just how we're going to do it.
I can get on, like, the medical one doesn't bother me that much. It sucks, but you get hurt and you lose time off your career all the time. Like, that is not so much a circumstance that does not have anything to do with the sport that's out of your control.
Yep.
But I hope in there, again, they can have some level of waiver for kids that cannot control their life situation that have to get pulled away. Like, you just have to. And if we have to work to that point and maybe they can change it, fine, because I do think we have a problem that needs to be solved. But it's not just this. Like, this is a part of what can solve what we don't like, but it can't be the only thing, because if it's the only thing, I don't know what we really accomplished. I don't think I don't think we're sitting here talking about the challenges of college sports. This just isn't that high on the priority list, but I do think it is a stepping stone to get to where we need to be. So I'm okay with it. Like I'll be okay with it. I just am worried about the people that get left behind on that. And maybe that's where Division II doesn't adopt this. And so if that happens to a player, maybe they do have some eligibility at the Division II level, and that's where they could go. True. That would be something, maybe.
True. Next question on this is, there's part of this too, Jacob, where 5 years is, I remember the people that talked about how long Perry Ellis was in college. Mm-hmm. Imagine if Perry Ellis got 5 years. Imagine if who's a guy that's played their freshman year? Like, Avery Johnson playing for 5 years. I mean, there's going to be kids that are in 8th grade when players start their careers and can also be classmates with them by the end of it.
And you're going to see it more because of the NIL opportunities now. That's what I mean. Like
Drew Timme. Imagine Drew Timme playing for 5 years.
This doesn't help high school recruiting.
No.
It doesn't.
It helps in the fact that there's not the guys that keep coming back and keep coming back.
But there are going to be more fifth-year players than there would have been. More players will play into their 5th years in this system play into their 5th years without it. There's no question. That's not a probably. You're going to have infinitely more 5th-year players than you do right now. Right now, what you're talking about are outlier situations. It will be the norm. Now, that high school freshman also gets 5 years, so it's a wash. It's not that big a deal because it's a wash. We need to figure out what junior college does to eligibility as a part of this. I'm surprised that was left out.
Well, it's an age thing, though, so it would hurt you if
I
you go to
suppose
junior
it
college.
doesn't matter. Okay. And so we'll see. But the transfer problem is a bigger problem. If you can do this, can you do the one-time transfer thing? That's more likely to get litigated. I get it. But if you get those two things, we're going to have it. But I'm like, for
I think one of the
like
bigger
Wichita State, to get those 5th-year players when they can't just be poached out from under you, holy smokes. You're also going to see guys stick around, and you'll see those super seniors transfer and capitalize because they haven't used their free transfer. I think that will naturally happen. Guys will be less inclined to transfer the first. If you get the transfer rule, you'd be more inclined to transfer later than earlier.
Yeah.
It's a start. Whether I like it or not, it's a start. It's a big change.
I think that one of the main things that this helps with, that there probably was a problem to address, a bigger problem than the outliers that we're talking about, like the Chambliss and things of that sort, is in college basketball recruiting. Whenever all the European players would come in and play, I mean, there was a lot of guys. We saw guys that were 25. There's football players. Remember, we've seen stories about football players that have been minor league baseball players for 4 years that come back and play college football. Like Monte Harrison, I think, was like 28 when he started playing for Arkansas. Those stories, and they were freshmen because they never played before, because under the rules, it was your first year of college. Why not? Why aren't you a freshman? This helps that, to where if a guy comes from, Slovenia and he's 24, it's like, okay, you're a senior then. You're 24. You get 1 year. You don't get 4.
Yeah, or none, because you're 24, not 23. Real quick, Ross Dellinger of Yahoo, the first lawsuit of this has been filed in Ohio. 15 athletes represented. The paperwork is in. So I don't know where that ends up either, but that'll be interesting. We're coming right back with more Sports Day.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
Yeah, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to have you with us. Glad to have Shreyas Laddha with us one day after the NBA draft. Darryn Peterson, the number 2 overall pick. Shreyas. Now he gets to plant a chip on his shoulder. You can find Shreyas Laddha supporting all over the KC Star. He's our KU insider. This has been a story you've been following for a long time. Pay Heed KCSN podcast. It's in the books. It's done. No more will he, won't be the first overall pick. He won't be. He's the number 2 pick. You good with it? Did Washington make a mistake here?
I mean, I get why Washington didn't want to take a chance after everything that happened this year, right? You go with a little more of a self-assuredness. But candidly, I think if Darren's healthy, he's going to be the best player in the draft. And the one that I saw yesterday, the version of Darryn Peterson that I saw yesterday, I didn't get to see a lot of at Kansas. He was confident. He was filled with swagger. He was in complete control in every press setting. He was smiling ear to ear, and he would make it known to anybody, whether it was me or when he talked to the local media at Utah or just the media at the draft. He's coming for everybody in that draft. He's coming for AJ, and he's coming for every single other player in that draft. And I think that instinct, that feel around Darren, we didn't get to see at Kansas a ton of this past year.
So from the things he said last night, what stuck out the most? I think the one that's getting the most run is him saying that he wants to play all 82 games. Talk about that.
Well, I mean, I think that was an interesting one because it's clear. He said it himself. He wanted to play more games in Kansas, didn't get the opportunity. He admitted that he never really felt like fully himself at Kansas, which I've reported. I've had people in his camp tell me he was never 100%, which makes sense. If you watch the games, he never looked 100%. He was pretty effusive of praise towards Kansas fans. Like I asked him to deliver a message, and he had a nice message about I would never be here without them and all that. And the really interesting part was I felt like I saw him embrace KU and Lawrence in a way that I think maybe we hadn't seen up to this point. Like it felt like he said, yeah, I'm going to Utah, but I still went here. And what the great quote he gave was, he was like, if I could do it again, I'd do it thousands more times.
Yeah.
1,000,000 times or something like that, And to me, that was crazy because, the year was insane for him, up and down. But he called it a great year. And, I think KU fans, I know, have mixed feelings about him. But I think last night probably should have helped win a lot of, at least some of that over.
I think KU fans, if he comes out and he's awesome, KU fans are going to forget about it and be like, oh, man, maybe he was hurt, right? Because why else would any of that matter? He's such an interesting player. I agree with you. I don't know what it is, but it does seem like whatever that it is, he has a little bit more of it than AJ DeBonsa or Cameron Boozer. I think it's just athleticism, maybe a little bit. Like he can do things athletically that not many people can.
I think his feel of the game is just so good. Like, yeah, AJ's got a great athleticism too. He probably has better athleticism than Darren does, candidly.
Did you ever, when you started to watch him, however long ago that's been now, did you ever think of him as a chip on the shoulder guy? Like as a wired, like Kobe's the guy. Every time I watch Darryn Peterson, and now especially now that he gets to put this chip on his shoulder, all I think about is Kobe. He's always reminded me of Kobe, just kind of stylistically, and like you can't really define what it is that makes him great, but you can just kind of see it. Now, if you put a chip on his shoulder, then it's got a chance to be even more like Kobe, right? Like, did you ever think of him as getting that piece of his personality unlocked when you first started to cover him?
Candidly, no. He's always been a quieter guy. I think it was always this quiet, innate confidence to him. Like, I wrote about it today on Twitter. It's like, I don't think anyone's covered or written more about Darryn Peterson than I have. He knows who I am. His camp knows who I am. They dapped me up. Like, I'm sure he was like, man, this guy again. But it was so interesting to me on Tuesday night because he definitely took it personal that AJ was number one. And I think there was some level of, like, I wrote about it, this level of, like, towed the line between self-assuredness and confidence and swagger and maybe a little bit of arrogance, right? Like, we haven't seen a ton of arrogance from Darryn Peterson this year. Like, that's the trademark of so many great athletes, is some level of arrogance, I feel like. And I feel like Darren showed a little bit of that on Tuesday night. And to me, the Kobe thing is so funny because he actually got Kobe tattooed on his right shoulder, he said recently. And he said if he can't wear number 22, he's going to wear number 8, which I think another Utah player wears. Yeah. That's going to happen. But look, guys, I don't know if he's Kobe. And I don't think anyone is Kobe. I think it's just too ridiculous to expect that. And I think he is a little bit of a, like, sense of work-life balance than Kobe Bryant ever did. I mean, like he talks about playing with his puppy and movies and this and that. I think, how his NBA career plays out is 100% going to be relying on a few things. One of them is his health, but also two is just like, the skills that made everyone say he's Kobe or Shea or Devin Booker, whoever, do they translate over to the league? And, does it happen right away or does it take time?
So Shreyas, one thing that I said about Darryn Peterson is whenever people that don't follow KU basketball or, whenever they're on nationally and things like that, whenever people talked about Darryn Peterson, it was, well, look at the way this guy is just like walking around. Look at the way this guy talks. Like you can just he just doesn't care. He just doesn't want to be there. And I think that there was a little bit of even that from me back in, November and stuff is like, and he's not getting excited about anything. Like, I don't know what his deal is. And then as you learn more is, all right, he just doesn't get excited about much at all. He just kind of doesn't smile very much. Yeah. He's just shy and doesn't talk. I said that Utah might be the perfect fit for Darryn Peterson because of it's not New York and it's not Los Angeles or even Washington, D.C. I think that Utah is a place where he can go just play basketball. And I think that might be, despite the camp and the things that are said around Darryn Peterson that seem like they're coming from Darryn Peterson, I think that Darryn Peterson himself probably loves the fact that he can just go play basketball.
I completely agree. And I think it is the perfect basketball fit in a lot of ways. He can slot right into that 2-guard spot for them or 1 guard, kind of depending on what happens. But I mean, like with Darryn, if he is as advertised, they can make the playoffs next year. And candidly, the Utah media market is not New York or Philadelphia or DC or Boston or any of these big East Coast cities that would have turned every single Darryn Peterson thing he'd done alive. And it's something that I've talked about. I cover Kansas. We cover Kansas, Kansas State, Missouri, whatever, right? Candidly, I've always felt the Midwest media market, for the most part, is a little softer outside of Chicago than the East Coast. And we saw it firsthand with, I think, Lance Leipold. I think we saw it a little bit with Darryn outside of when I got the chance to talk to him. And we got the chance to talk to him at Big 12. But, the reality of this is, I think you're right. This is the perfect market for him, not just as basketball fit, but because all he has to do is hoop in Utah. If he does and play good basketball, nobody cares if he's a quieter kid or if he's not as confident. But what I saw on Tuesday was 2 different versions of Darryn Peterson that I haven't seen. He was just a completely different guy. And he was filled with swagger. He was smiling ear to ear. He was excited. I think that was the happiest I've ever seen him. And maybe that's because there wasn't a lot of things that made him happy at Kansas with everything going on with the injuries.
I'm going to give you Darryn Peterson and AJ DeBonsa or the field for Rookie of the Year next year. Ooh. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Darryn Peterson, AJ DeBonsa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the next bet? Who's the guy in that class you think? Because those two have been headlining for a long time. But who could be the real surprise out of that group? And I don't know how much.
Rookie of the Year or just
to be a star NBA player.
I mean, a guy like Darius Acuff. I mean, in Sacramento is going to get a lot of minutes and opportunity to shine. I think he's going to be really good offensively. Another guy I like, LeBaron Philon. I love LeBaron. He's probably my sleeper in the draft. I really wish he had ended up at Kansas. He would have been a lot of fun to be there. I talked to him about that actually. Having to come back and stuff like that. I think those 2 guys I like. I mean, Darius doesn't play great defense, but how much that matters, it just, I don't know. You can still be an ultra talented guard without playing great defense. Mikhail Brown, another guy, a wing type, could be pretty good. I like Boozer, but I think he's going to be a solid fundamental also, a guy who's going to roll out of bed and give you 18 and 10 or 20 and 10 for the next 10 years after his first few years or after his first year or so. And DeBonsa is going to be, I think, really good. Peterson's going to be good. Caleb Wilson to me is a little more of a question mark. But yeah, this draft class to me is so interesting because the first 8 picks were freshmen. So they're all competing against each other in a way because they have all competed against each other the entire career they've been at.
Last night, Shreyas, this is interesting because we have the headlines of Peterson's not going to work out for the Wizards and was it a shock last night? Did they know that they weren't going to go first overall? How much of that was, because I think that this was, candidly, the first time in a long time that we walked into the night not knowing exactly that number one was going to be AJ Dybonsa. I think that, that was the heavy favorite, but it wasn't a Ben Simmons, we've known for 5 days this guy's the first pick.
I think his camp and him had opened up a little more to it because Utah went to visit him in Canton, this past weekend. And he talked about that, and that he liked that. But also he talked about when he met Utah, he told his agent, I want to go number one. That's clear to me. But, I have a good connection with Utah. And, I like them. And, the whole instance of, not working out with Utah was just built on the fact that he wanted to go number one, not because, of any other reason. And he's like, I think there's a misconception that people think I don't want to go there, but he's like, I'm excited. I feel like I'm going to fit in great over there and ready to be there. And candidly, this is my whole thing with Darryn. His camp's actions are so different than who Darryn Peterson is sometimes that it's hard to decipher, is this the agent / dad, running the show? Or is this how Darryn Peterson really feels? Or is he using those two guys to shield himself in maneuvers for certain things that he wants? And I think it's a mix of a little bit of both. But I just feel like whenever I talk to Darryn, when he's not, depressed because he's going through whatever he's going through at Kansas, I always just come off as his personality is so different than everyone makes it out to be. When he's feeling like himself, he's a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. He's not maybe the most talkative guy in the world, but he comes off as pretty personable. And I think that's something he really wasn't much of this year at Kansas.
There's no protection in the NBA. It doesn't matter now. And to your point, TJ, AJ Dybonsa said he put his phone away and did not know until Silver said his name. He gave his dad his phone. He said he didn't. I don't know if that was intentional just for the surprise of it, but yeah, he said he didn't know until he walked up there. Follow Shreyas' work at the KC Star, all the reporting on the draft, up to the draft, everything with Darryn Peterson. Soon we'll be getting ready for football season, basketball season. Shreyas, we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
There goes Shreyas Laddha. What a night. Yeah, you got it. You don't have a choice in the NBA. He's going to have to grow into. Utah's a really good fit. Utah's a really good fit for him.
I've been to Salt Lake City in that arena with Shreyas Laddha, actually. So
there you go.
Maybe we'll make the trip back to go see him. It's going to be cool. I think that's going to be awesome. And now, Jacob, even though nobody cares on the radio, TJ Cleveland has the first 2 rookie picks in our fantasy basketball draft. So I get Dybonsa and Peterson. I don't have to make the choice.
If that's the way you choose to go.
Yeah, let me take Cam Boozer, Jacob.
Listen, I don't know. I play fantasy basketball, and I don't know enough about it to know how weighted rebounds are. I have no idea. But yeah, it's fine. I'll take your scraps. I don't even know where I pick, but I think it's pretty high. All right, we'll come back. We got a little more Sports Daily. Don't go away.